I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious. I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
Yo, what up? Welcome to the program. You are now tuned in to Let's Go Live with Lamont King. I appreciate you for joining. We are live. Let's go. And I'm Lamont King. Good to see y'all, man. You made it back. Welcome to another day, another edition. We're here each and every Monday through Friday, Lord willing, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. East Coast time. Shout out to everybody on the West Coast and everybody watching worldwide. Thumbs up in the chat, whatever platform you're catching us on today. We're broadcasting from the newly remodeled Drunken Fruit Studios.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad efficient.
Thank you, Lord Jamal. I appreciate you, sir. Courtesy of Drunken Fruit, one of our longest running sponsors, and they should be yours too. Check them out. Website's right there. Inquiries, emails, and everything right there. All right, housekeeping. We're going to get into it. We are a small little operation building into a major situation. And we are 100% viewer supported by funds from viewers like you. You can visit the Cash App, $sign Lamont King 06. This is what we're going to do. Mr. Clarkson, our EP, shout out to Mr. Clarkson right now. He said we should start doing soliciting funds after major zingers on the show. So if somebody makes a good point, if somebody, hits a punchline that deserves a rim shotable punchline, then, you should go to the Cash App and be like, all right, I'll tip to that. So we're going to try that, man. So tip to that. Also, we got a Patreon jumping over here to Mr. Lamont King on Patreon. Become a patron. Subscribe to a low monthly fee. You get all full shows and bonus clip. I was up cutting some of last week's clips up last night, man. This podcast right here, man. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to toot my own horn. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to the Peanut Gallery. I see everybody. I see the usuals. I ain't gonna say y'all name because y'all don't punch me. I told y'all if I say the same 6 people names and y'all ain't bring somebody, it's gonna be a problem. So I do have to say happy birthday to Jay Elite, who's watching currently in Dubai. Now, first of all, how are you doing this? We got to set this up. If you're there tomorrow, I want to see if we can get a call so we can get that live action, that global situation. Your birthday is tomorrow, September 30th. So it's tomorrow, but wait a minute, what are you saying? You saying because you're ahead that it's tomorrow and not today? All right, well then. Oh, because it's the 30th now, Jay Elite is saying. She's watching on YouTube. She's in Dubai. It's her birthday today, but it's tomorrow for us. Okay, that being the case, we're not going to celebrate it until tomorrow. We're not going to even say anything about it. No more mentions until it's your after birthday. You celebrate now, have fun. We'll catch up tomorrow. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tehran, Amani, Shay, John Watson from All Fun and Games on Fridays. Make sure y'all check it out over there. You 2:08 a.m. You watching this? That's what's up. That's awesome. That's very flattering. You could be doing anything. Well, I don't know what you could be doing in Dubai because I don't know what they let you do. But still, I appreciate you for watching the show. All right, let's start out with it, man. Your tweet of the day. Best tweet I saw today. We got a guest coming up very shortly. Today we're talking about multitasking. It's no excuses. No excuses. Multitasking, pivoting. You know, the theme of 2020 for us here is pivoting. So multitasking goes right in that hand. No excuses, man. You can do like Karen Hunter always says, 2 things can be true, and you do several things at once. And I have the proof. All right, tweet of the day. Oh, first of all, before I get to the tweet of the day, I came across this right before I got online. I thought this was interesting. You know about the presidential debates tonight. I know everybody wants to talk about it. For me, I'm probably going to miss it. I'll wait till Twitter. And here's my reasoning. I feel like I don't have a dog in the fight. I feel like we're way far too gone. I feel like our situation has collapsed. I don't think there's anything that can be said tonight that will reverse any of that. It's 2 old men arguing, pissing contest. It's like those PSAs you hear during, if you listen to the internet radio about bullying, you can stop bullying. Just ignore it. Because, you know, that's the best advice for something to go away. You know, if you ignore certain things, they just become invisible. Did you know that? You didn't know that? You never heard the commercial with McGruff? If you want to stop bullying online, just ignore it. That's how I feel about the debate. It won't happen tonight for me if I don't watch it. So that's my solution. I'm really not that. Everybody's like, oh, man, it's going to be comedy. It's not comedy. Sad. But anyway, I got a chance to, they released some, they had a photo shoot earlier. And so I ran across some pictures of the 2 candidates. Here we go. Let me pull this in right here. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much what it is. Oh, this is what we're reduced to. This is what it's come down to. These are your candidates. It was amazing. The photo shoot. I heard they got along really, really well, which I thought was outstanding. Here's another photo. This one shows them kind of getting along. You know what I mean? That's what you're faced with. This is what you got tonight. Y'all don't see the picture. Wait a minute. I got all my G's up. Y'all say y'all don't see the picture? That's it right there. Well, let me take me out. Can't wait to see that. You couldn't see the first one. Well, there it is. Let me go back to the first one. First one was just a different view. Hold on. Let me see. Let me do this and then move on because I really, this was the first one. It was just this picture right here. That picture looks a little more civil. But anyway, that's what you get tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking bets. It's a 90-minute. Somebody's going to pass out in 90 minutes. What's the over under? The line is 1 hour. I would say over. Taking over. Somebody's going to pass out. Here it is, your tweet of the day. It's more for me than it is for you. Interesting individual here. I don't know. I'm following him now. And then I went down his page, seen he had a whole bunch of snarky tweets. And I like snark. Is it Joe Biden should wear a TurboTax t-shirt tonight? That's your tweet of the day. Grand Capo at Volinks. Joe Biden should wear a TurboTax t-shirt tonight. And of course, people went to help the tweet out because, a tweet can't live without support. So there's the support right there, the picture. Amazing. Photoshopped. I enjoy it. You can't beat it. Saturday night, Jay Lee. Saturday Night Live is going to have a ball this season. It's almost getting hard to watch. It's getting kind of hard to watch. not that it's not entertaining, but it's just like, this is, if they were the president of an association or the NFL or some large company, it'd be different. But just to know that, this is America and this is where we're at, and the world really looks at us like, one, we ain't shit, and two, the laughing stock. Man, tonight, I'm telling you, I'm gonna try to sneak a peek. I'm not gonna directly watch it tonight, but I may be over somebody's shoulder that's watching it, and I'm telling you, this will be my face tonight. It's gonna be difficult. All right, anyway, keep it moving. Yes, Mr. Clark said the jokes are hard to watch because they are too close to being true. That is a notable quotable. Put it on a t-shirt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my first guest, man, I want you to welcome into Let's Go Live. She's so many things. I'll read the bio. I don't even like reading bios. I'm going to read the bio. All right, Janice Armstrong, or Dr. J, the dopest doctor, is the CEO of Like Consulting as a certified life and leadership development coach, organizational consultant, and learning development specialist. She is also a body positive fitness instructor and CEO of Cranked Up Cardio, a fitness format inspired by the Be More Club culture. She has learned to balance her own life of being a wife, a mother, and a full-time and part-time worker, all while facing and overcoming challenges with autoimmune disease. Major situation. Let's go to the commercial first before I introduce her. Let's check it out. Let's hear more about it. Y'all should be able to hear it. I got my G's up. All right. Here it is.
Hey, this is Dr. J, the dopest doctor and the creator of Cranked Up Cardio. It's fitness that rocks all the way to the dot. This fitness phenomenon has been in the making for 8 years, and I am proud to bring it to you. So what is it? It brings Be More Club dance to the fitness floor. It's influenced by Baltimore club music, my favorite music, and my favorite dance style. It's reminiscent of times when I used to battle at the Be More Club, the Paradox. It's fitness that rocks all the way to the Paradox. You can take basic aerobic steps and we crank them up. So that way you can take those same steps to the dance floor. In 35 minutes, you can burn up to 600 calories. And for my Nike Fuel users, you'll be able to burn up to 1,100 fuel points. Now, how many people have said, I'm too old for that? Well, it doesn't matter if you're 16 or 66. Let me tell you, you'll be able to keep up. So if you're trying to get down with this fitness phenomenon and get down on the dance floor at the same time, fitness with hypness. Fitness that rocks all the way to the Paradox. Cranked Up Cardio. Keep it cranked.
That's my joint right there. I hope we don't get blocked. I did a whole thing on Go with RE and Snoop last week, and they blocked the entire episode. But anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program. Let's go live with Dr. J. What's good with you?
Hey, what's going on?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Long time no see.
I know, right?
Yeah, man. How you feel?
I'm good, doing well, and you?
Hey.
Congratulations on your pivot.
Yes. you have to. You know what I mean? Not a choice in 2020. But yeah, man, let's get right into it. Speaking of pivots, mine is minimal. You know what I mean? It was kind of easy, different at the same time. But social media has allowed us to do different things, and before I pivoted, I like to tell people that they inspire me in certain ways, right? Because in social media, you can watch people progress and evolve. And
absolutely,
I gotta admit, you're one of those people that I've been watching.
Thank you.
You are, because you a lot of your story, and that's why you're here today. A lot of your story has played out on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like all your degrees, I know you got at least 4. You got at least 4. I feel like I was more than 4. 5. You got 5.
Working on 6.
Working on. I feel like I've been there for at least 4 of them.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because it's like those milestones, and social media allows us to do that for friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's definitely a commendable accomplishment for the things that you have done so far. So I just want to, as far as pivot and multitasking, you're one of those people I watch, because when you go about any given day and you see yourself, man, I ain't trying to do this shit no more. I ain't trying. And then you see somebody, I just got my 3rd PhD. It's a blessing, and you can do anything you want. Then I gotta look. I be like, God damn, okay, I can do anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just give us a little bit of your background, where you came from, and what got you to where you are today.
Okay. Born and raised Baltimore, Maryland. I am the middle child to my wonderful parents, who actually inspired me to be a multitasking type. Just a little bit of background. In 1993, both my parents lost their jobs at the same time. So I watched them work hard with their own talents or whatever they could do, because my dad and my mom only did one thing, and that was work their jobs.
Right.
And so when they lost it, it wasn't that they had to scramble to find something to back it up, but he always told us, don't just do one thing, because we've watched it. So my mom, she sewed or whatever, and that was actually the year of my junior prom. So we found a dress, expensive dress, had a little tear on the sequin. She fixed it, and we got it for like 80% off. It was like ridiculous. And so she made my senior prom dress, and the family came together and actually put money in the pool just to keep us going until my parents got back up on their feet. So that's what I know is community effort. And when it comes to a family doing whatever you need to do to keep it up, no matter who might be down, the next person should be there to lift it up. So that's all I know. So even through college, UMBC, I mean, I did like 1,000,001 things, and it didn't seem different to me. It was just what I knew. I mean, even when my parents weren't working, we made things and did arts and crafts and sold them, and my mom would cook and sell certain things. So that's how I was in college. I did hair in college in my dorm room, because I was like, hey, I need some extra cash. I'm a freshman. I need to do something. So that's what I did. Then worked the desk staff and then student government. So it was like wherever I could use my talents and capitalize off of them, that's what I've done all my life.
Now, did it help? Because we got to dig into that. Did it help that you are aware of your talents? Because a lot of people may want to multitask, but don't know of their talents. They don't even know what their gifts are.
You're absolutely right. And it took a try. I tried. I'll do it. I'll see if I'm able to do it, and if I knew that I had a little bit of skill, I'd work on it and be like, okay, I can do this. I like it if I enjoy it. Now, one thing I will say, I worked in areas that I enjoy most.
Okay.
I've been in that place where I didn't like a job and I was like, not doing that no more. So I've learned to grow in those things and actually plant. Some people will put all their energy in one thing. I plant little seeds, and at different points in time, they just tend to sprout up, and I can, maximize or capitalize off of it at the time. So where I have all these seeds and, people might just see me, working a job here and there or whatever, I still got things in my back pocket that if anything was to happen financially for my family or whatever, actually things have happened financially for our family, especially when they had the government furlough, we were affected. Yeah. But I had the things in my back pocket that that kept us afloat. So yeah, that's the way I go about life, man.
When you were in college, did you know what you wanted to do?
Not initially, because I changed my major like twice. Mm-hmm. But once I got into like taking psychology classes, I enjoyed actually understanding the human mind and how people think. And so I went in that direction, and I stumbled upon working with people with developmental disabilities. And I enjoyed that job tremendously. Growing from that, I started training them, and then that's how I became into the teaching field. But that really gave me insight on how people can go above and beyond what other people think they can do.
Right.
They constantly shock me on a daily basis. And I think the funniest and funnest thing that I had ever done was sex education classes for couples with developmental disabilities. And when I tell you some of the stuff that came out of that.
Sex education
Mhm.
for couples with developmental. But that's everybody. Isn't that all of us? No?
What? As far as having a developmental disability in some areas, very true. But I'm just going by the clinical use.
Oh, okay. All right.
And and that was
Wow.
a lot of fun.
I think that's stuff like that people don't really think about.
Right?
Like, what does that entail? What are you actually helping them with?
How to determine how they can establish their relationships.
Okay.
Developing them, physical aspects of it. The same thing that you would do in a sex education course for a teenager. Safe sex, stuff like that. How to have conversations with each other. So it was like a 6-series course that I developed for them, and it was a lot of fun.
Now, so coming out of college, your first degree was which?
It was dual. It was bachelor's in psychology and African American studies. Okay,
you went right into the classroom, if I remember.
No, that's when I went to counseling.
Oh, okay.
I went to counseling.
But you were in the schools.
Huh?
You were in the schools, though, right?
No, nope.
You were never in the schools?
Not K through 12.
Oh, okay.
No. Now I will say, in my consulting firm, I did do leadership development courses for the C School of Maryland.
Okay, that's probably what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So then your third degree.
My third, that's the Master's in Counseling Psychology Rehab.
Okay, so in the same vein.
Yes.
In the same vein. Now, what was the motivation
to get the counseling psychology degree?
Yeah, to get the master. After you got a dual, and you're going in the same lane. What's the motivation?
Well, I was living at home with my parents, and me working in that field, I really wanted to do more. And I wanted to really dive into understanding the laws and policies that surround about the protections of people with disabilities. So that's why I went there. So that way I could become at first a vocational rehabilitation counselor, which I did, I did become that.
All right. Now, what's the fourth one?
With what?
Degree.
Oh, fourth one. I thought you said the forefront. I was like, with what? Sorry. The fourth one. Okay. So Doctor of Strategic Leadership with a focus in leadership coaching.
Okay. So that's PhD.
Yes. It's equivalent. Yes. It's a doctorate.
Right. What was that experience like?
That was where I think I really learned how multitasking was placed in my life. I mean, of course, like I said, I've done a lot of stuff before, but that was probably the most challenging.
I think that's the one you talk the most about too.
Yeah, because I had both of my kids while getting my doctorate. I really had to talk, with my husband about, I talked to him about whether I should go for a doctor. He was like, sure. He was supported, this, that, and the other. So I was like, cool. But in the midst of that, then we find out I'm pregnant. So now it's like, okay, so what do we need to do? How do we need to shift? Do I need to stop? And he was like, if you feel like you can do it, I'll support you. Go ahead and do it. But if we find that it's causing any stress with the pregnancy, it's a done deal. Kids first. So I made it through the first pregnancy and had my boy. And then a year later, and I was still in my third year, that's when I had my daughter. And I was actually in the midst of my final project dissertation because it's an applied degree. And I actually had her 3 weeks after I finished that. But I couldn't do it by myself. It was me and my husband just trying to make it work. And, we live out a Google Calendar. So, if he had some free time, then he took on the boy while I was studying. So.
And then the one you're currently working on, degree number 6. Okay.
Degree number 6 is an MBA.
So I thought that was 3. The masters. Oh, that was just a regular master's.
Yeah, I had a master's in counseling and psychology. Then the 5th one was a master's in learning design, and now it's an MBA.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Which is absolutely free. That's the only reason why I'm doing it.
I was about to say, what's the motivation for that? Like, how do you stay motivated after all that level of achievement?
I am addicted to education, I guess.
Okay.
Or I'm crazy, one or the other.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And so the PhD, how long did that take?
3.5 years. It was a 4-year program, but because I was pregnant with my daughter, I came up with a proposal. Well, it's a 3.5 to 4 year program. So I went for the 3.5. So I had to come up with a proposal and work with my panel and committee. Some people call it panel, some people call it committees, to establish a timeline to try and be done by a certain time. And so they supported it. They had sometimes it takes forever to build committees, but because I put in a proposal, they had already started. Right. So the school actually helped me to be able to finish and be able to have my children.
Now, when you have these things on the mantle, what is it that you can do now? You're a consultant, you're an instructor. Are you in session constantly? Are you teaching? Are you presenting? Like, what is your field like now? What is your industry like? It's
all instruction.
Okay.
I do, and everything I do, my full-time jobs with the DoD, I do systems instruction for the military. I started with PGCC 17 years ago, taught psychology. After I got my degree from UMGC in 2018, they hired me to teach that same degree. And then I just got hired with Shaw University.
Okay.
In business management. So it's in all different fields, but everything that I've learned up to this point, I'm utilizing. Those seeds that are planted, I'm now utilizing them.
Now, so you're now an instructor at Shaw University, which is in North Carolina.
Yep.
But because of COVID is put us on our ass, we're inside, and virtual learning is a real thing for students and for people that are capable of teaching virtually.
Absolutely.
How has that changed the game for you? Because I saw one thing where you literally, I think you're like at 3 institutions.
Yes. Yep. At 3.
How has that game changed for you? Is it easier? I feel like almost on some level, it's got to be easier.
It is. I mean, well, with PG, I did face-to-face instruction, but I'm still on their roster. So if they ever need me for classes, but I shifted more to UMGC, which is a primarily online institution.
Okay.
So as far as time management, it's a whole lot easier because I'm not having to leave my home to go and do face-to-face instruction on 1 or 2 days a week. And so it makes it a little easier to even take on other opportunities, much like the Shaw opportunity. Right. So I'm saying if people got master's degrees and PhDs, this is the time to get on because these colleges are having to shift and shift very quickly because some of them tried to do in-person instruction and they were like, people got COVID, had to send them back home. So I'm like, if you're looking to be an instructor, jump on a joint now because this is the time to do it.
Does it make you feel any kind of way that, I get virtual is new for everybody, but you're literally taking, I don't know if that's the same thing, taking a job from somebody that would have in North Carolina would have gotten it, but now all you have to do is have an internet connection and be qualified.
Well, they still had their in residence staff. They just transferred to virtual. So they had to open up more opportunities because now it's about the money. Colleges like, wait a minute, everybody can go virtual and we can still bring in more students, don't have to worry about classrooms or anything like that. So now we have no limitations in brick and mortar. We can bring in this money. So nobody's losing. If anything, people are gaining.
Right. All right. So 9 to 5 day job.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have side business.
Yeah.
Cranked Up Cardio.
Yep.
We saw the video. We saw the commercial, which is an amazing concept. Are you still as active in that with the new jobs and the new degrees? Like, how is that playing out?
Mm-hmm. Well, first, I always thank you because we had that conversation on how this joint was built. So, I have done a lot of work with Cranked Up Cardio, of course, building it or whatever. But in the midst of COVID, I have instructors that I've trained in the format. And a lot of them, even instructors who aren't trained, but we just good friends, they lost their jobs in the midst of COVID because the gyms had to close.
Right.
So, I mean, it didn't affect me because I was already doing virtual stuff and I wasn't really teaching regularly because of my disorder. So what I did was I had a Zoom account. I already had a Zoom account with my business, but it's a pro account. Most people get the free one and then they have to cut their classes. So I brought some people on board. I was like, hey, it was almost like a virtual gym. And we had a schedule and it was only supposed to be for a few months and it wound up going up to almost 6 months. but it kept them having money in their pockets.
Right.
And granted, we had a cut, but I always took I took a very small portion of the cut because I wanted them to make sure, and it was probably what they got was probably more than what gyms would give them anyway, which was a great thing.
Right.
So they've learned to establish even on their own, they can do their stuff virtually. So they're not, committed to having to stay with the platform CrankCon, which was what I called it. But it helped them along the way in the midst of COVID, helping them to pivot. And the money that I got off of it, I give back into people that also lost out, like DJs. Who are now mixing online, but they lost their contracts because of COVID, know? So I just started sewing into other people because I feel like if you sew into others, you're going to get that back in some way. And I just feel like that the blessings are in constant rotation when I do stuff like that.
Absolutely. And now Cranked Up Cardio specifically, you built that business while you were in school.
Yep.
And while your kids were kids.
Yes. Yep, I did.
How did you pull it off?
In 2013, I had just graduated from Regent University, where I got my degree, and it is a school of business. So when I started going to Regent, they had us already establishing business from the first class. So we had to develop a business, which was my consulting firm. So I already had that baseline of how to do it. I already knew legally how to do it because I'm not trying to do no bootleg stuff. Everything is like Maryland State, federal, above board. So with the kids, the motivation was, of course, I had gained weight from having babies. And so I was already exercising, much like I told you, I was already exercising the club music and stuff. But then you were like, well, you ever thought about doing it and bringing it public? And I'm like, no, it's just me, but when I sat on that and thought about it, I was like, okay, well, how can I develop it? So it's not like at the time Zumba was extremely blowing up. I'm not that it's not still blown up, but I didn't want people to call it Club Zumba, which they tried to. And I'm like, no, it's two different things. So I actually came up with a concept where it's not just dance fitness. It's taking aerobic steps like you would do in an aerobic class and cranking them up to Baltimore club steps. So we exercise and still get our exercise with dance. But I didn't want it to be compared to Zumba. So I literally got videos of me thinking up cons. I was actually looking at some of these the other day, just how I came up with the steps and cranking them up and how, I established a curriculum and everything. So I kind of built it over time, even while having the kids there.
Right.
I just did it page by page. And next thing I know, I have this curriculum and I'm like, okay, so what am I do with it?
Yeah. So like I said, you said give me the shout or whatever. I just threw water on an already planted seed. That's all right. I can't take the credit for that, but I'll tell the story. So, you went to UMBC. I was already there. For those that don't know anything about Baltimore or the colleges that are up there, UMBC, PWI, but we partied harder than everybody else. So everybody used to come to our parties, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So when you came, and I'm a fan of club. I've been a fan of club. I used to live in Detroit. I like house. I like Jersey club. So I'm have diverse music taste. But in our era, when we were in school, when the different regional music came on, the floor would separate. When Go-Go came on, it was just DC and PG. All the Baltimore people, stood to the side. When Baltimore came on, vice versa. When New York came on, you had a little bit of a blend, but it was just very segregated, and the music was very polarizing. But I just remember when Baltimore Club came on. I mean, you would literally take over the dance floor and just do these solos that had every individual dance in like the combos, you know what I'm saying, that the hoppers would do. And it was just very dramatic, and it commanded attention, and everybody would stand around and watch you go off. And so that's what it was. So it was everybody knew Janice the Dancing Machine.
Yes.
So fast forward 20 years easily, we had a reunion. And, college reunions, I know some of y'all of a certain age watching this program right now. College reunion, you think you still got it, and you don't. It was the homecoming party or whatever, and the club came on. and she was doing the same thing, the same way, at the same speed. Everybody else by this point was taking breaks. Everybody sitting on the stage, drinking water, and like you still killing the joint. And I remember I was like, damn, that'd be a hell of a workout tape. Because, we all of us are here out of shape watching you do work. And I remember we rapped. I said, yo, those combos, that's like a workout. And then you was like, yo, I had been thinking about it, but I never figured out, like, I couldn't figure out how to do it or what it would look. And I was like that.
You did say that.
Exactly what you was just doing and explain the moves and all of that. I said, man, that joint is out of here. And so a lot of times, like I said, I'm not taking the credit for that, but a lot of times all it takes is to hear that from somebody else to confirm what you already been thinking.
Which is just as important. That's why I keep saying what I say.
Yeah. And it's like, a lot of times we're our own worst critic. So it's like, I could, maybe. I don't know who would watch it. And then somebody else would be like, oh, shit, yeah, I watched that. You know what I'm saying? And then you'd be like, oh, well, then let me just do it. And so that's amazing. And I just wanted to,
thank you.
Shout out to that. Because you were doing it the same way. And then you look in the video like you're still doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's big. All right. So we got academia out the way. We got child rearing. We got your, when you mentioned, shout out to Jackie, your supportive husband.
Yeah, thank you.
We got the side business. And then in comes autoimmune disease.
Yep. That was the shutdown of my life.
Walk us through that.
Let's see, 2015. Well, actually 2014. So that's a year into me doing cranked up cardio. I started feeling kind of weird after now I know it was after I would eat certain things, but I didn't know what was causing it. I started having vertigo, and it had started affecting my driving, my care for my family. 2015, the poop really hit the fan. I was at a fitness event, and I literally got sick right after I got off stage. And what I always I always prayed that I would not show anything while I was on stage. So most of the time after 2015, if you ever saw me on stage, I was really pushing through it if I was not well. But what autoimmune disease does is I'm healthy. If you look at my blood work, everything is great, but my body attacks itself. The cells in my body, they attack itself. So the white blood cells, which is supposed to take away, illnesses and stuff, it's supposed to attack, things that are cause your body to be ill. It's attacking healthy stuff. And like the shirt I had on the other day, I was like, I pretty much can kick my own butt. Autoimmune disease, I kick my own butt. But so with that, it was hard to determine what the triggers were initially. Stress was a trigger once I found out later. About 2016, I was in a really stressful job. And I started getting more and more sick, and I couldn't understand what was going on. And I kind of felt bad because my kids weren't understanding either because they were so young. And I had to figure out how to tell them when mommy couldn't run around as much anymore, or couldn't play with them as much anymore, or, I'm too tired to stay awake and do a bedtime story here and there. So I had to start doing my own research as to what was going on, because autoimmune disease, the advocacy program is only 25 years old. So it's still a relatively new disorder that has no cure. And doctors are still trying to understand it. Specifically, even rheumatologists who's supposed to be experts in the field are still trying to understand it. So some examples of some diseases that people may be more familiar with, like MS or lupus, those are autoimmune disease. But also they have been researched for way longer. But now it's found that it's over 100 autoimmune diseases. And it's like, they're like the when you want to go out somewhere and you don't want to go by yourself, so you bring your friends. That's what autoimmune disease is like. It's never exists one time. It's not just one thing. It brings other things with it. So after much research, having a primary care physician who is tremendously great. Even though he didn't know as much about it, he helped me through it to try and find out solutions. It all boiled down to gut health and what I was eating. And they have this thing called leaky gut syndrome. And so basically what that is based on what you eat and how your body reacts to it, it creates holes in your intestine.
Okay.
So where normally your intestine is closed up and it's, starting to take out the toxins in one way so you can, poop them out and you have, the rest of the stuff to nourish your body. The holes were creating toxins that were escaping into my system and causing the vertigo, causing the illnesses, causing the nausea. I mean, it was just so many things. When it would really be at its worst and I would flare, I could barely get through talking through a sentence. I would stutter so bad. I would have brain fog where I wouldn't remember things that would happen, or while I'm speaking, I would totally forget. Now, people are like, well, that's just could be age. Nah, you can actually feel that your mind is not doing what it's supposed to do. And I found out, like I said, in 2015, towards the end of the year, I actually had a mini stroke and didn't know it. I was walking with a cane. My husband had to drive me to work. But after I had got my test done, my doctor had informed me that I had a mini stroke. Wow. And I was like, okay. So, and it could have been the autoimmune disease and the stress because there was just a lot going on at the time. So after I did my own research, I found that it is a deficiency in vitamins, supplements, things of that sort. Also changing what I eat. I don't eat gluten. There's so much stuff I don't eat. If I ran the list, we would be here for another 30 minutes.
Wow.
But gluten is a major thing that I cannot eat. But I had to change my diet and shift it. And even in the midst of that, I found I had hypothyroidism. So no matter how much I'm working out, this, that, and the other, my thyroid like, nope, we good. But the good thing about it is, after doing my research, changing how I ate, I still stay physically active, almost exercising almost daily. I've not had any pain because I used to have physical pain. Like if you lifted weights for like an hour and then, you have that pain, like the next 2 days, I would have it for like a week, but it would be probably 3 times as much.
Wow.
And I used to constantly take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen like that. But now I haven't had pain in 2 years.
Now, is autoimmune disease the category or the actual diagnosis?
It's the actual diagnosis. But the reason why they have to umbrella it is because you still have to take tests to find out the specifics. Okay. Like, for instance, I'm listed as lupus-like syndrome because I have a majority of the symptoms that's associated with lupus, but the tests don't show it. So my rheumatologist is like, hey, continue to do what you need to do, but we have to test you every year to make sure that it's not going to expand to lupus.
Did you say lupus-like or light?
Like.
Oh, okay.
L-I-K-E. I mean, L-I-K-E. Yes.
Lupus light. I was like, I didn't know they had a diet lupus out there, low calorie lupus. That would be interesting. So how do you? So you've made the changes in your eating. Someone asked in the peanut gallery. Sharice asked, "Is that considered a lifestyle illness?" Because obviously you've rectified it, a little bit at least by changing your lifestyle. So is that the cure? Is that the
from the research, a lot of people are saying that just basically changing your lifestyle would help it, depending, because, well, yeah, I guess you could say that, because if you take the stressors out, if you take the things out that you eat, it could do that. It could resolve the issue. The reason why I wouldn't label it as strictly a lifestyle illness is because there are other illnesses like MS where, the myelin sheath or the lining that covers the nerves in your brain, that disintegrates, and it has nothing to do with how you change your lifestyle. It's just how your body has reacted and how it has attacked the nerves in your brain. So I being as though I'm not a medical doctor, I wouldn't put the stamp on it like that, simply because there are other conditions that sometimes the change in lifestyle is not going to work, especially if it's hormonal, because you can't really control that as much.
So, on the vein of multitasking, like, how do you now that we've heard everything that you do and have done, like, how do you in this COVID era, how do you manage all of it?
Again, I just
Or
tried.
what are some ways you can help us manage our lives in such a fashion?
Well, first, you might not, if you're not as crazy as I am, which I don't recommend it if you're not, but take one step at a time. It's hard enough that in this COVID time we going through some stresses. And the biggest thing is to take care of you, because if you're not taking care of you, none of the stuff that you want to do is going to be done. And that had to be constantly told to me, because it like, slow down, do what you need to do, focus on yourself. But I would keep going. But then that's when I would shut down. So focus on yourself, focus on your family, and meet your needs first in the midst of this COVID thing, meaning stay safe, wear your mask, socially distance, stay your butt home when you don't need to go out. Because that helps us as a community, but we know that there's some folk that just don't want to hear that. So I'm just saying, if from me telling other people, focus on you and your family first, because if that core is shattered, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to continue to have that issue in your life because that core is shattered.
Right.
But if all is well in that core, if you're looking to expand and multitask and do things as far as making money in this COVID situation, find something that will not be affected, or has, find something that will be less affected when things like this hit. Like we said, the virtual situation, there's so many jobs that can be done virtually. If you're interested in, coaching and stuff like that, that can be done virtually. Teaching can be done virtually. People have multi-level marketing. If that's your thing, that can be done, virtually. So doing businesses where, you're doing business or commerce virtually, those things that we know will not be attacked if something was to happen, whether it's furloughs. I mean, of course, people got hit with the government. We thinking that the government is the most stable, and it's not. We saw that. We saw that. And then out of that, again, use of talents, you had the young ladies that came up with the cheesecake business, and it's thriving like ridiculously. And they opened a shop at National Harbor, but that was based on the talent that they have. So just do what you like, what you enjoy, and figure out how to maximize and capitalize off of it, if that's what you want to do.
Spoken like a true champ right there. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. J. Armstrong, life coach, business owner, mom, wife, survivor, dancer, and so much more. I really appreciate you, coming on and just shooting the gift with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome story. I'm always, just inspired by just watching your move. So I appreciate you and wish you the best.
Thank you, sir. Much success on your show, and I hope it is blow up. I'm looking forward to that, man.
And might I add, I left this out. You're one of the day ones for Let's Go Live.
Yeah.
You're one of the literal day ones for Let's Go Live. So shout out to that. Tell Jack I said what up.
Yep. I think he's on here. He probably heard me.
All right. I'll holler at you.
All right. Have a great one.
All right.
All right. Y'all take care. Peace.
There it is. Cranked Up Cardio. There's those are her social medias right there. Dopest Doctor, Cranked Up Cardio. Amazing. See, we're in those times, y'all, man. Every once in a while, you gotta hear a good, what y'all call it in the classroom, the sunshine report. You gotta hear something good, make you feel good. You know what I mean? Shout out to Rodney Perry. Good to see you, big brother. In the Peanut Gallery. I'm gonna hit you later so we can get you on the show, Jack. A mentor in the game. He don't know it, but he is. I watch all his moves. All right, let's take a quick commercial break right here for some funny. You've all been requesting it, so I see some of y'all are really getting wrapped up in Power Season 2, Power Book 2, or whatever it is, the prequel. Not even the prequel. What's the son name? Tariq, his up-and-coming story. Well, I don't know if you knew, but before Book 2 and before Book 1, there was the pamphlet. Little-known series called Powerless. Hey, good morning. I'm a technician. We're in the area checking power in the homes, and just wanted to come in and see if you had any issues with your power.
Power. Yes.
They say this is a big rich town.
Like this way.
I just come from the poet's part.
So how long has the power been out?
Power is truth. Truth is power. Without truth, I have no power.
Okay. Well, like I said, we're doing some construction, so we just wanted to make sure everybody's utilities were still on.
Who sent you, Tasha?
No, actually, my supervisor. We're right across the street. He told me to go door to door.
This about Lobos? Reese? Greg Knox?
Yeah, no, I don't really know none of those people, man. I just here to do a job. You know what? Here's your problem right here. You got a cable unplugged.
Angela.
Hey, man, to be honest, I don't know none of those people you talking about. I'm just here to do a job. That's crazy. Got me out here. Yeah.
What's wrong with your hair? Are you wearing a wire?
No, I ain't wearing no wire, man. I just ain't had time to go to the hairdresser.
The hairdresser. Keisha, is she safe?
Man, Keisha? Who is Keisha? Hey, look, man, I don't know no Keisha. I don't know no Lobos. I don't know no Tasha. I bet you think you Ghost, don't you? You're not Ghost.
You're right. I'm not Ghost. I'm Jamie St. Patrick.
They say this is a big rich town.
And why you got on gloves in the house? Hey, man, I'm
I
hot.
just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down.
Hey, man, go get a Snickers or something. Sit your silly ass down. All right, there it is, folks. Powerless. Nah. All right, another awesome show, man. It's just how does it get better? It gets better every time, and I just don't understand. All right, as always, we come to that point we like to leave on a lesson, man, and hear a word from an elder in a segment I like to call Hi Dad.
Happy everyday, brothers and sisters. This is Alpha Papa with today's reflection. Virtual learning funny. I don't have Facebook capabilities. However, my wife occasionally shows me something humorous that she shares. This is a virtual lesson. The names and the amount are different from the Facebook post. This little boy was doing a math problem. He was about 5 or 6 years old. The teacher stated, if Tommy had a dollar bill, 2 quarters, and 2 nickels, how much money would he have? The little boy replied, Tommy is broke. For those virtual teachers that have experienced different types of bombs during your online classes, we have to figure it out because we do not want to lose this generation. Let's do it together. Peace and blessings to all. Alpha Papa.
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. A message from an elder. All right, y'all know what time it is, man. It's time for us to go bye-bye, man. Hey, again, once again, tonight, here's the picture. I found this from the press shoot, the photo shoot. This is your candidates for tonight, the presidential first debate. This is what you got. This is it. Nothing else, nothing more to it, man. So y'all tell me all about it, man. I got better things to do. That's it for today's show. If you want to contribute, feel free, man. We're wide open. Wide open. With the Cash App situation right here, Lamont King, $06, and Patreon. We got full shows and bonus clips only available in the Patreon. Other than that, man, we hope y'all be safe. Lord willing, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Roland Martin, we ran out of time for you tonight, baby. I definitely next show we're going to try to get you on, but everybody else, man, y'all be safe, man.